But that game, you know what I'm saying? Like, but that game had some. It's led to some things, you know what I'm saying, since that game has happened. Us being University of South Carolina alums, we got to talk about it. Don Staley immediately after that game, she already let everybody know that hey, we will be in the portal. We will be looking to add more talent to this roster. We're looking to get better. We're looking to get more dynamic scoring, and they did exactly that by going to getting the leading nation in the score from Florida State to now commit to the South Carolina Gamecocks. Now that didn't come without some bit of sacrifice. Obviously, Raven Johnson decided she was staying, getting the number one scorer in the nation. But this also led to Malaysia Fulwiley entering the transfer portal. That to some came as a surprise. I think for others within the program, we may have some inklings of it. But this is where I turn to you. What were your thoughts? Were you surprised at all by the decision Malaysia Fulwiley made?
I wasn't surprised because obviously, for somebody who hoops, and especially at a position like the guard position, that's more of the all eyes on me type of position. So for somebody who's coming in as a fan favorite, she's done, so much in her own name in that program. She's became a big name. Obviously she just felt like that was the next step up. And I think a lot of people were paying attention to her play. A lot of people broke down the play, but sometimes she's not ready, she's not set, she turned the ball over. And that's the reason why she's getting benched. Don is the type of coach where she's not going to sacrifice, popularity for a chance for smart basketball. She understands that. Like, you turn the ball over, all right, cool, put you on the bench, and that's okay. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, in today's game, a lot of players don't know their role. I mean, I'm not saying that not know their role. I'm not saying that they really are prideful of a role that they should have, and they just can't really take a back seat. So, apparently, from inside source, this has been brewing all year. With her getting benched, and Don is just telling her like, hey, you, even if she's making one mistake or two mistakes, like I said, Don, she's not a risk taker. She basically goes based off her instincts, and then she's gonna follow through with that. She's been successful for that. Um, I mean, especially now, you know what I'm saying? Especially in the landscape of women's basketball, the type of player Malaysia is, she wants to chase the spotlight too. So she probably wants to chase that. The Juju's, the Caitlin Clarks, the Paige Beckner. She wants to be on that status level. She can. She's a popular player. You know what I'm saying? But I think reality just has to sink in. Like in terms of that, she's just not on that level yet. She's just not on that level yet in terms of like popularity. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Could this be a frustration move? I don't know. It might as well be because she wants to be the star. I feel like it's a lot of betrayal with that because you go and get the number one player. Like when you in the portal, man, saying all hands on deck. Because what I'm saying, if you have a chance to go get that type of caliber player who's going to help your
You
roster,
go you go get them.
yeah, sacrifice is gonna be made. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you're a big name like South Carolina. You know what I'm saying? So she probably just felt some type of ways. All right, cool. Like, you don't want me here. I feel like there was no love lost. Like you said, it was something that's been happening probably throughout the whole year. She probably just made it in her mind, like, all right, cool, this ain't for me no more. Like, and whatever. I gotta go elsewhere. You know what I'm saying? So I think fans are just more shocked because of what she brought, to the program. But y'all gotta understand, man, this is a business now. Like this is a business now. You know what I'm saying?
It
Like
really
college
is.
athletics is a business now. So it's like Don is like, all right, cool. You good, you cool, you one of my favorite players. I love you. I love what you did for the program, but I gotta do what's best for this team. You know what I'm saying? This is me going to get the number one score in the nation last year. I'm gonna go do that. And if she comes here and if you feel some type of way, hit the portal. Feel me? So you gotta do what you
And
gotta do.
and to that, I tell everybody this too. This wasn't a move. I think this was the right move for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I truly do. I believe that for Don Staley, like you said, she needs. For Don Staley, she has her mindset on the type of player she needs and the type of girl that can run her system. Hence why Raven, like I know people always call for Raven to lose her spot, but understand the reason why Raven still has that spot is because Don Staley has a level of trust in Raven to execute what she wants done on the court on so on a by possession basis. When you talk about going to get Latson, going to get the best scorer in the nation, that you got when you got an opportunity to do it, like you said, you be a fool not to. And for Malaysia, I don't think Malaysia fit. into what South Carolina wants to do. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Their style of play, their system. Malaysia is a ball dominant guard that needs the rock in her hands in order to be effective. That's not how South Carolina plays. You're gonna
Hmm.
look. We're gonna feed the post. We're an inside out team. The paint gets fed first. Your guards need to be able. Your guard needs to be. They need to be efficient shooters in order to take advantage of their opportunities. Hence why a girl like Tahina Pow was the leading two guard for our team for the past couple of seasons. For Malaysia, she it's such a such a it's a game that we do that doesn't fit what Don Staley likes. And I think for us, for everybody, you have to understand this. When you're in a situation that doesn't serve you in any walk of life, you got to let it go.
Now let it
And
go.
I thought we got everything we needed to get out of Malaysia. Malaysia got everything she needed to get out of South Carolina. She won six woman of the year in the SEC. She was a freshman All American as well, and you know and all freshman team in the SEC and all those things. Won a national championship. There was nothing left for her to accomplish here. Like the only thing else she could accomplish was to continue to win championships. But going into her junior year, and when my peers are Juju Watkins and Hannah Hidalgo, and I'm watching those two girls be the face of their programs. Juju's everywhere. You can't go anywhere without seeing Juju. And
Mhm.
Hidalgo is a star of a elite program, and I'm relegated to the bench. I understand the frustration, especially at that age. Yo, she's like 19. I
Yeah.
understand at that age that you're battling your ego as well as you know what I'm saying as far as things you want. Those things start to clash, and that's what led to what we have right now. I think no love lost. I'm always gonna be a fan of Malaysia because she's from Colombia. Obviously we were in the city. We got a chance to know about Malaysia years ago before everybody else knew. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
did we want her to stay? Absolutely. But I think we all can understand and have a perspective of this was best for everybody. It was
Yeah.
nobody lost in this situation in my mind. I'm eager to see where she decides to go. I think some SEC programs are in play. Kentucky being one of those. I also heard rumors of Tennessee as well. I don't know how well that tracks. Maryland also because of her Under Armour ties. You know what I'm saying with her having being under Steph Curry and his brand and being an Under Armour athlete as well. I can see Maryland being a play there and monetarily Maryland can fork over the bread. Of course, if you don't
Oh,
know
for sure. For
the
sure.
you know what I'm saying the founder of Under Armour is a Maryland alum, so they are more than willing. I know to fork over the bread to get Malaysia Fulwiley. But again, man, just no surprises there for me in the slightest though.
Here's the thing about me, man. I'm never gonna knock, a deep soccer lineage, man. Like, hey, shout out Keena High School for real. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just bread and butter. You know what I'm saying? And she has a chance to put South Carolina on the map just as much as like a lot of other South Carolina legends, like the Asia Wilsons of the world and everything else. So, like I said, I feel like there's no love lost. Like you said, I just feel like this wasn't it for her anymore. Like I said, she's done everything she could do. You know, you just got to move on. If it's your time to go, and if it's your time to like go on and inspire new things, just go do that. Like nobody's gonna question you for that. I really feel like there's no tension between her and Dawn. I've been hearing things about her and Dawn not getting along because she was benched and all this type of stuff. Like that. I feel like Malaysia, she understands coaching. She understands like just the levels of that, and plus she's coming from a situation in high school where she was the star. You know what I'm saying? And you come here and you have to play an organized brand of basketball. So with a coach like that. So who's to say you're going to go somewhere else? It's not going to be the same way. But I also think too, like your level of play is just not the type of style that Don Staley is capable of, and that's okay. Like I said, you played there, you got what you wanted out of there, and it was your starting point. Now you can go finish somewhere else, and not saying that people are not going to support you because they are. You know, what I'm saying your teammates might support. It's probably going to support you as much as they hell. Don probably is, but
Yeah,
Don understands this is a business. And I feel like the fans, I'm not saying Malaysia, I feel like the fans have to understand like it is what it is. There's no love lost. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause
exactly.
she was a fan favorite.
Yeah, and whose situation this it also reminds me of Haley Van Lith.
Hmm.
When Haley decided to go to LSU and then obviously ultimately used to go to TCU, I think she learned very quickly that hey, look, I can't play this. That style doesn't work for me. I can't just facilitate. I
Yeah.
can't just defer. I gotta be the apex. I gotta be the it girl on the court. And I think Malaysia's gonna get there. And I hope to see her game grow. I hope to
Yeah,
see her game expand. I truly
yeah.
do. I,
But I think
I
the
think.
thing with Haley, I'm sorry to cut you off. I feel like the
Mhm.
difference between Haley um and Haley Van Liv, I feel like um Malaysia is more different. Whereas like Haley she had the spot.
Yeah.
She had. I remember when she was at Louisville, and they were talking about her just as much as they were talking about Caitlin Clark at the time. Like she was literally it. She was one of the ones. She decided to go to LSU to get a ring. She said, "All right, I'm gonna go to LSU get a ring, be coached by Coach Mulkey, whatever, cool." And then she realized, like, yo, Felicia Johnson, all them girls over there, Angel Reese, I'm not playing, and I'm getting dogged in the SEC. I got a dip. Let me go to TCU. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, all right, cool. I gotta go. I gotta go get my mojo back. So she did. She go to TCU and she becomes the player that we known her to be when she was at Louisville. You know what I mean? When she was at Louisville. So I mean, like a lot of these players, man, it really depends. Um, I think another situation that's happening now. Sorry to like go off topic, but I'm just so
Hmm.
interested in all of this. Um, Olivia, I think her name was Olivia Meyer, the girl that was at
Yeah, yeah, Olivia Miles. Yeah.
yeah, she was at Notre Dame, projected
Yep.
number 2 overall pick. A lot of people are still confused about like why she left there. You know what I'm saying? Same similar situation where Hannah Logo, like she's the girl at Notre Dame.
Yeah.
And Olivia, she's also like she's a badass woman, man. Like she be hooping. She is going to a situation where she thinks she can be the forefront and you know what I'm saying, and just try to win some games. You know what I'm saying? I don't think her draft stock is gonna like plymouth at all because she's a baller. I don't know if you
Hmm.
ever seen her play that much. That girl, hoop.
I
She
haven't
can
tapped in as much, but
she
I will.
can
But I will
hoop.
be. I will be tapping in this year for
He
sure.
can hoop. Like, and I get it. Like, I get the reason why she decided to leave because a lot of plans was like her and Hannah together. It just ain't gonna work. Not saying they was
Hmm.
beefing like that. It's just that they play style. It's like Hannah has to have the ball and Olivia has to have the ball. And
Yep.
like her going to TCU kind of quit, like raised some eyebrows. People thought she was gonna go somewhere, maybe the SEC. Probably was gonna go somewhere in the ACC, another ACC team.
But kudos to TCU and their head coach though. He's been
Yeah,
able
bro.
to win in the portal the last 2 years now.
The
He's
last
he's
2 years, man.
he's struck.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, league guards are. I mean, you got to think about it. League guards got to be thinking like, look, if I'm gonna go somewhere, let me go here. He's gonna let me cook if I go to TCU. So I mean, I gotta give kudos to that.